Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm in Plainfield, New Jersey, at the City Hall. Today I'm interviewing ALMA Blanco.
Blanco.
Running for the Third Ward Councilwoman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
ALMA, tell the people what is it that motivate you to run for office?
Well, one of the core reasons, obviously, I was born and raised in Plainfield. I've seen the changes, and about 10 years ago I became involved in my community, and I started out small. I started working in political campaigns, and I started to get familiar with the process. And what motivated me to run mostly is when it comes time to city council, the role of governing, I believe a lot of residents aren't involved as much, and I think it's the duty of city council, local government, to involve all their residents in the process. That basically we're voting upon municipal laws and ordinances that are upon them, and they should be a part of the process. I don't feel like they're doing enough effective outreach. I want them to believe that their voice counts.
Okay. And what would be your motivation today? I mean, what angle would you come at? Because we hear so many angles, not going against you and what you're saying, but we hear so many. Every 3 to 4 years we basically hear the same, the thing over and over. And I guess you can't say it no other way, but you're willing to be a public servant. But what makes your ingredients a little bit different?
Well, right now we're going through some massive changes. We're going through a lot of economic development, and obviously the city needs rateables, and I understand we need economic development because otherwise our property taxes will skyrocket. But I believe that we should invest in what we already have, what the community already has, in our people, our homes. We have a lot of history here, and we need to take into account what's already here first before we bring the new in.
Okay. And is there any projects that you're familiar with today that maybe you could let the people know?
Well, since I'm running for Third Ward, the Third Ward consists of a lot of residential neighborhoods. It's very suburban. It's got a lot of beautiful neighborhoods. So it entails a lot of homeowners. So I want to focus on homeowner retention because that's a big issue. Since the fall of the housing crisis that happened in 2008, there's homeowners still stuck in their house, 8 years later. They still haven't been able to pay their mortgage, and they're still, praying to find a way to save their homes. And I think that if they're not secure in their homes, that's the devastation of families, and that it's a breakdown of our community. So I feel that there should, I'd like to be behind a city enactment of a foreclosure prevention program, because at the government level, there's HUD counseling agencies, they get allocated funds, but they're not doing enough effective outcomes for the owners. They're very tight staffed, they work on volunteer basis, and homeowners can't afford private attorneys either to work out options with their mortgage company. So in addition to homeowners, I'm also for tenants. The Third Ward consists of about 20 apartment buildings in the Third Ward. They're all off of West 7th Street and on West 7th Street and off of West 7th. And basically, with a lot of this new development in town entails of luxury apartments coming in, but yet they're not forgetting about these old apartment debilitated buildings that are there, that there's all kinds of fire hazards, illegal hazards there, and we need to concentrate on that first. If you're going to bring in luxury projects, that's fine, but they should look the same, because we're going to have a divide of classes, and that's not good. We all have to be equal as a community.
Sure. Well, let me ask you this, Rhea. As I travel through New Jersey, I'm coming across something that maybe you would be a little bit more familiar with than me, since your interest in becoming the Third Ward Councilwoman. I'm finding that there's a lot of homes where there's no one living, and the banks themselves are basically hold the mortgage. The banks own the homes. And the prices of the homes are very low, but the problem is that if someone see a home for $40,000, they say, "Oh wow, it's a good deal," and then they go to buy the home, and then there's another loan that they have to take that home from $40,000 maybe to $200,000, which people are not willing to do. You know what I mean? So what could we do? Could we put any kind of pressure on the banks or something like that to make them, or what is the county doing to kind of make these banks kind of release these homes, because they're kind of holding a stranglehold over the community?
Yes, and what happened is with a lot of these abandoned homes, a lot of these homeowners still own them, but they're gone. They left the state. You know,
Sure.
they've given up on their house, and they're kind of landlocked,
Yeah.
where the lender can't even foreclose upon it because the problem is here. There was a lot of foreclosure fraud, a lot of securities fraud. So a lot of these lenders know they can't foreclose on the homeowners, and that's why you have homeowners sitting in their house, 6, 7, 8 years later. They still haven't paid their mortgage because the lender kind of knows they have to fix whatever they did illegally
Sure,
with the
sure.
robo-signing crisis and everything like that. So it's I know the city was in discussions before of doing some kind of eminent domain program
Sure.
to see if they can obtain these homes and then put them on the property tax rolls and sell them to maybe some affordable housing programs or
Sure,
things like
sure,
that.
sure. That's good.
But
Point.
what happens with that, the homeowner still has the rights, even if they're not in the house. What I advocate, and I've spoken on this before, is I would advocate for the city to get the homeowners that they have to know that they're right as a homeowners to stay in their homes until the last minute. Basically, if they're not paying their mortgage, but they can pay to maintain the property, so it can look nice, or
Sure,
the lawn is mowed, no
Sure.
vandalism occurs.
Yes.
They need to wait it out in their homes, try to work out something to the end. Now, unless they want to get their life back on track and then sell their house as a short sale and then rent, I could understand that. But they should be advised on their options.
Sure.
Because a lot of these homeowners, they get frozen in fear, and then they don't do anything, and they don't seek the help. So there needs to be more outreach done, more awareness.
Sure. Well, that's wonderful. Now, the date that we're looking at is June
June 7th.
June 7th.
Yes.
I imagine that's a Tuesday.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
June 7th on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the column.
Column C.
Column C. Now, who's on your running team?
It's Reverend Tracy Brown, and she's running for re-election. She's a councilwoman at large currently, and she's running for re-election again for at large. And I'm very honored to be her running mate. She's a very popular pastor in our town. She does a lot for our community, for the homeless, for the youth, for the senior citizens. I mean, her dedication to this community is endless.
Sure. So, what column do they vote?
C.
Column
C.
And
yes.
if someone wanted to reach out to you, how would they reach you?
My website is www.changeforplainfield. That's my slogan, Change for Plainfield. I'm going to advocate Change for Plainfield. And they can also reach me at 908-912-4797, or find me on Facebook, ALMA Blanco for City Council. And I will definitely be in touch with them. I want to hear from the community.
Okay, will you spell your last name, please?
Blanco, Blanco.
Okay. All right, again, this is Basa News here in Plainfield, and we're going to kind of walk behind ALMA and get more interviews and see her view and her gist on Plainfield, New Jersey. Thank you. This is Zachariah Jackson, Basa News. Thank you.
Thank you.